You've got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You've got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You've got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You've got to pump it up.
Hey guys, it's Ella from MaltaNutrition, and today we're joined with the CrossFit athlete Christina Grima, who owns Tripod Fitness, and she's going to tell us a bit about her and her lifestyle as a CrossFit athlete. So, as a CrossFit athlete, what does your weekly training schedule look like?
I'm not only a CrossFit athlete, I prioritize my gym. My training usually revolves around when I'm needed to coach, when I have some free time. First comes coaching and setting the gym up, and then my training. It's not always the same. My routine really varies. Sometimes I train in the morning, sometimes in the afternoon. I really like training with people. It's a big part of CrossFit, and so it also depends on their training sessions and whatnot, and their schedules. But lately I've been trying to do a small session in the morning and then a small session in the afternoon, based around who can train with me.
How do you balance strength training with conditioning workouts?
These days I like to do most of my conditioning in the morning, and then I try to do my strength training in the afternoon. Strength training, I base everything around those three lifts: the deadlift, the presses, whether it's bench press or strict press, and squats. I'd get into a bit more plyometrics or snatches, cleans, and whatnot. My conditioning, it's usually ergs or a WOD or a mixture of both. CrossFit has a lot of parts to it, so it's very difficult to find a balance, but generally I will prioritize kind of one thing, whether it's strength or whether it's gymnastics, to try and better myself in that thing, and then kind of as I'm getting closer to a CrossFit competition, if I have one, I will try and get more workouts in as opposed to trying to load.
What's your favorite and least favorite CrossFit movement?
My favorite CrossFit movement would have to be chest to bar or bar muscle ups or handstand walks. I really enjoy like high skill gymnastics, even though I probably am best at conditioning workouts, but I have more fun doing the gymnastics part of it. It's more challenging, and I'm walking on my hands, flying on the bar. I remember when I first started CrossFit, I remember trying to do a pull-up, and it was so difficult. So like me doing these things now is just such an accomplishment, and I probably have the most fun doing them because they were the hardest for me. My worst movement in CrossFit would have to be some type of squat. It's a squat clean or a front squat or a back squat. Or I've had a lot of injuries with my knees in the past due to like basketball. I played basketball and had a few injuries. And so squatting, because of my biomechanics and because of the injuries, my least favorite.
So apart from like the training and the workout side, nutrition plays a huge role in athletes' performance. Do you follow any specific diet or nutrition plan?
It's very easy to train, but food is something which we need constantly, fuel or as something we treat ourselves to or something we enjoy. So it's difficult to always be motivated and determined to pick the right choices and whatever. Whereas training, you go there, you spend an hour and a half, and it's done. And it's enjoyable, and you get all the benefits there and then. Nutrition is something which you have to work at, and then you will see the benefits down the road. It's been something I've struggled with. I made it a point to kind of prioritize it, and had the luxury of meeting our nutritionist at the moment, who is called Romy. I appreciate meeting Romy and relay the information and be able to like hand it out to all our members and whoever wants to learn a bit more. And for me, I know that I try and follow it as much as I can.
Also, sleep is very important in an athlete's lifestyle. How do you prioritize your sleep?
It's so important in recovery. I see such a difference. Growing up, I was terrible with sleep, and I thought 5 hours is all I needed. But as I got older, you know how you have your New Year's resolution. I remember that a couple of years ago, I said, okay, sleep is going to be my resolution this time around. Now I just find myself calling my friends going, how did I used to sleep 5 hours? Like 8 hours is something which I try and kind of get every day. But yes, I'm always trying to make sure I go home straight to bed. I wish to get 8 hours on the daily, but I think it's closer to 7 hours. But nonetheless, if I get a day off, I'm sleeping in the morning, and I'm going to make up for it for sure.
Injuries also are a big factor in an athlete's career. What do you do to prevent injuries?
I think sleep is top of priority. If I don't sleep well, I try to avoid training because I'm not going to have a good session and I'm more likely to hurt myself. Nutrition is another big one. I try to stay away from inflammatory foods, trying not to overtrain. I'm definitely guilty of doing it sometimes. Proper active recovery sessions if necessary. I have a sauna, so that's something which I do regularly, but the ice part, I'm still not brave enough yet. I do regular acupuncture sessions and sports massages.
So what strategies do you use to overcome plateaus or setbacks in your training?
I try to be as consistent as possible and try to enjoy the process as opposed to thinking about the result and getting to the result. We're so competitive and we want to try and get to our goals so quickly, and we forget to enjoy like what we're doing, which is kind of the most important part. So I try not to put so much pressure to get to that goal and just try and enjoy what I'm doing.
So to round things up, what are your long-term goals in CrossFit?
I don't have many long-term goals. I just want to be able to do this for a long time, and I want to be able to pass on my passion to all the people around me. Just keep doing what I'm doing. Maybe as a goal, a personal goal, I'd like to do an individual competition, but I usually compete as a team. So that individual competition kind of pushes you out of your comfort zone, you know what I mean? You've got nowhere to hide, it's just yourself. If you have any weaknesses, they're going to come out. So I like to try to get myself involved in one of those at least every year, but this year I haven't yet. Nothing should change, just a little personal goal once a year would mean a bunch to me.
So thank you, Christina, for telling us
you.
a bit about you and your lifestyle as a CrossFit athlete. And thank you to MaltaNutrition. Look forward for more with Christina on Tripod.